Alright, well, we'll try to do this. Do it in pieces, I guess. Tie them together or something like that. I don't know. I can't. I tried playing it fast. Doesn't really work. Can't. Well, anyway, it's just not going to work. 2 hours of this shit? I don't know. 4 hours? I don't know. It's just not going to work. It's going to piss me off anyway. So, first he complained about, I noticed he was a Mexican, so somehow I'm not supposed to make a joke about what I think somebody looks like. But, yeah, I didn't know he was a Mexican before I said he looked like a Mexican. After I put a penis in his mouth, he looked just like a Mexican. Strange. It's funny how that works, but that's the way it works out. Sorry, fella. Anyway, and then he complained about, I'm not going to play, that nobody on the internet plays 2-hour videos responding to them point by point, especially when you're just playing the previous video. So if somebody doesn't start paraphrasing somebody or tightening things up a bit, yeah, that's right, it'll just be a 7 million hour video that nobody in the right mind would watch. This fucking court case has got 10 or 12 points to it, okay? I mean, you can go right down the list, okay? Judges saying they don't have jurisdiction in making decisions on issues they said they had no jurisdiction over. That doesn't make any sense. Judges making personal off-the-record phone calls to the defendants. No, that doesn't make any sense. Plaintiffs. That doesn't make any sense, does it? No. Judges asking people rhetorical questions like, it doesn't say anywhere in your complaint that you didn't commit the crime. Yeah, that's right. I didn't say in my complaint I did something completely opposite to what I'm saying in my complaint. That's right, Your Honor. I didn't say something entirely opposite to what I said exactly and explicitly in my complaint. I mean, these points aren't complicated. They're really simple. You want to argue those, fine. You want to argue all this other shit, you're just demonstrating yourself to be the petty motherfucking cunt that you are. You don't understand shit about the law. You don't understand shit about justice. You're just a petty, ignorant bigot. Petty, ignorant bigot. Humans suck, but you make the suck all that much deeper. You are the bottom of the fucking suck pile. And that's another thing he says. He's conceding. He's an asshole. He's proud of being an asshole. I mean, doesn't that make you the consummate fucking asshole when you're proud of being an asshole? Yeah, it does. Yeah. Alright, so this part, I'm saying something like, oh man, come on, the whole thing is such a big, giant fucking scam. Any idiot could see it.
This can't be disputed. It's just not a disputable fact.
Well, I'm disputing it, as are however many people who agree with me versus however many people...
Okay, so it's a popularity contest, right? You suck at the dick of these morons you call fucking subscribers, and I'm supposed to count their opinion? What do they know about the law? Do they even know what a summary judgment is? Do they know anything about procedure? No. Okay, they're just sucking your ugly, skanky, herpes-covered motherfucking dick, and that's all they're doing. Alright, but you didn't want any argument here. All you've demonstrated is just how much people suck and just how much the people who fucking feed assholes like you suck. Matt. I mean, fuck you.
People agree with you. The Court of, the Attorney General's Office and the Division of Taxation of New Jersey disputed it successfully.
Right. Did you read their summary judgment motion? Is there somewhere in their summary judgment motion? Well, you don't even acknowledge the tax, for Christ's fucking sake. I see your assholes in your comments saying the tax is 17 cents now. All right? Why would anybody be friends with you who's a cigarette smoker? He's basically denying the fact that you should be paying 75 cents for a pack of cigarettes and saying that somehow the price should be some other number, and that somehow the fact that you're paying $7 for a pack of cigarettes isn't reality. You're not really doing that. You're only paying really 77 cents for a pack of cigarettes, and somehow you're deluded and don't understand all that money's flying out of your pocket for no reason. I mean, you people just so fucking suck. You just can't die fast enough.
The judge accepted their, disputation of that fact.
Right, and that's what you do when you file an appeal, asshole. Did you read the appeal? Did you read the appeals court brilliant analysis of my appeal? Does the appeal court decision explain something about the judge's error? How exactly, when an appeal court says we agree with the judge, how exactly have they responded to the accusation of all the reversible error? Because frankly, the judge couldn't have had an opinion on the reversible error because I hadn't presented the argument to the appeals court yet. How the fuck could the judge have an opinion on a document filed before an appeals court judge, for which the judge doesn't respond? Okay, the appeals court uses the evidence of the trial itself, the case, and it decides from that case. No decision. How is them not writing a decision explaining how the judge didn't commit errors? Are you going to tell me the error isn't there? You're going to tell me it's not a catastrophic error? then you're a fucking liar and an idiot. Or both at the same time. So this is why it takes too long. This is, to understand anything, you people don't want to understand shit. You're just stupid, ignorant scum. You're fucking scum.
And that is the current opinion of the state of New Jersey in regards to your case. So,
okay,
I think
and if that changes someday, what, you just reverse your opinion, you just say, oh, well, I guess I was wrong. And so all this won't matter. It won't matter that you slandered me. It won't matter that you had this preposterously stupid opinion. So if some qualified opinion someday actually analyzes the facts of the case and it says something like, yeah, this was a huge, preposterous miscarriage of justice, what's going to be your response to that? Can I get you to blow your fucking brains out if you're that wrong? Huh? How do I get my fucking reputation back that you've slandered, you motherfucking petty piece of weasel shit? How do I get my pound of flesh that you've taken, you've stolen from me, you piece of shit? You lying, slandering piece of crap?
Has been successfully disputed. You're just basically crying about it after the fact.
Oh, yeah, that's what... So everybody who files an appeal of a fucking miscarriage of justice is just crying after the fact. I can't wait till you're in prison stripes. I can't wait till I say, yeah, kangaroo court him, fuck him over, shove him in goddamn motherfucking cunt jail for 1,000 fucking years. Because that's exactly what he fucking deserves. You fuckers should get exactly what you have earned, what you supported, what you defend, what you deserve. You should get all of it. Every ounce of what you fucking deserve. May you get exactly what you deserve. God, you fucking suck. Alright, so we'll be back. Really hard to get through this. I didn't get very far. He's just going to slander and lie some more. Here we go. Amazing crap.
Telling me he doesn't have jurisdiction over constitutional issues when he swore an oath to uphold the United States Constitution.
He misspoke, Gary.
He misspoke. Again, isn't that brilliant? Okay, so you're saying that a judge can misspeak about their jurisdiction over issues. So a judge can tell you, you can't argue that part of the law. You can't argue your constitutional rights. You can't argue the Jenkins Act. You can't argue all these critical elements to your case in my court. And then, in his decision, he will admit, I was wrong. You could have argued all that stuff, but I didn't let you, and now I'm going to make your argument for you. And you're going to say that has something to do with some sort of process Americans have earned. Real Americans have earned. This is something they should want their judges to do, is to tell them they can't make the argument and the judge will make it for them. The judge will tell them not only what they need and what they want and what they should have said and what they could have said, he'll make their argument for them. Yeah, fuck it. That's what you deserve. You deserve a judge who says, you're an ugly motherfucker. You look like a thieving, stealing, disease-ridden piece of shit, and I think you don't belong in civil society. So yeah, gulag. Yeah, I think it's the right place for you. I think it's exactly what you deserve.
Mentioning that.
No, he misspoke, and he admitted he misspoke, and...
Yeah, he admitted he misspoke in his final decision after he took away my right to speak. Right? So that makes a lot of sense. He misspoke. He said the words. It wasn't hyperbole, okay? Instead of hyperbole. He didn't make some little mistake, fucker. He said, I don't have jurisdiction over constitutional issues, and you can't make constitutional claims in my court. That's what he fucking said, cunt. And it's fundamental to a case where you're arguing constitutional rights, you jackass.
And I believe he actually apologized for misspoking. And then he went
and then he went and made a decision based on the argument he didn't let me present. Not that he would have cared anyway, because he ignored every argument I made in my papers anyway, correct? Did he? Well, we already know he didn't. Did he use the word discrimination in his final decision anywhere? Did he use the word excessive in his final decision anywhere? It was only, 12, 15 times in my papers, the word excessive taxation. Did he ever put the words excessive taxation together in his decision? No, I don't think so, asshole.
disputed all of your constitutional claims and showed how cigarette taxes are constitutional.
Oh, there we go. So you're saying that's an honest. What you just did there was honest. Is that what you're going to argue? You've heard me use the word excessive 5 million times. You're arguing that my claim that it's an 800% tax isn't true. So obviously you know that's what I argued in the case was excessive taxation. And now you just did exactly what the judge did. You just said it's legal to tax cigarettes. That's not the claim. That's not anything I argued in my case. That's not the case law I cited in my case. And yet here's the game you're playing. It's not even the case law the judge cited in his decision. Obviously the case law he cited in his decision was about discriminatory taxes. Was it not, asshole? So here he cites case law about tax discrimination, and yet he doesn't use the word discrimination in his explanation of the applicability of that case law. Does that make any sense, fuckhead? No, it doesn't. So you're just a liar. Right there, you just lied. You know better, and you didn't fucking do better. So that makes you just a lying motherfucking piece of shit. Fuck you, Matt. Yeah, again. Some more. Until you're fucking dead. Alright, this ought to be good. So I just said something like, if you think minorities should be exploited, and then he's going to respond to that, so I should be pretty funny.
Gary, if that's what you think people deserve, that's on you. I don't think that minorities should be exploited.
Okay, so there we go. Yeah, you do. Okay, you do, but you're a bigot, and it's clear. Okay, there's no consistency between the treatment of cigarette smokers and alcoholics. You've not explained one. You haven't given me one reason why there's any distinction between these two activities in terms of their impact on society. The only distinction between these two activities and their impact on society is that alcoholics kill non-drinkers in preposterously larger numbers, and that alcoholics do in fact cost the system more money because they kill people younger and in the prime instead of in their older age. And third, that it's a majority vice versus a minority vice. And that's the only distinction. You're just a lousy, stinking, rotten bigot, and you should be treated exactly as you deserve. You should be bigoted against, okay? So I should find something about you, your minority status, either your Mexicanness or your homosexuality, I think you're homo anyway, or some other aspect. I should just say, everybody pile on, okay? Let's just hate. Let's hate on all the minorities until all the minorities figure out that that's right, we better stick together, because if we don't stick together, we're all fucking dead. But I'm just saying, if you're not going to respect my right to smoke, why should I respect anything about your rights, fuckhead? Why? Why should I? Why do you deserve my empathy, my concern, or anything? You think poor people should be taxed out of their liberty. Why should I have any respect for you at all? At all. Any respect whatsoever. Shouldn't that just close the fucking door to all respect? You think rich people should be allowed to smoke their cigars and laugh at poor people. And the fact that they can't smoke anymore. I have to use this stupid electronic shit. Okay? To still get my hit of nicotine. Because of motherfucking cunts like you. Can't mind your own business. Can't stay in your own fucking bedroom shoving your own head up your own fucking ass. Instead, you gotta get in my business you have no right to get into, and you're doing it just to steal money from me to give it to rich people so they get tax cuts. So that makes you even a lower form of fucking goddamn bug life. So yeah, I hate your motherfucking scum guts. And you should be fucking, if we can find an excuse to beat the shit out of you, good, let's find it.
But, cigarette smokers aren't really a minority.
I'm sorry, they're a minority in the fact that they don't have any practical representation, because you don't understand how democracy works. But in our democratic system, guess what? If you're not segregated in a geographic district, you will not have much representation. The reason why blacks are represented as well as they are is because they're basically segregated still. All right? And so the fact is we are a liberty interest that is a minority liberty interest. It's just a fact. In the United States of America, most people don't smoke anymore. Only 20, 25 million or so people do. And that's a minority. Okay? And it's being exploited merely because it can be by the majority. Not for principle, not for good reason, and certainly not by any kind of guidance of the United States Constitution. The United States Constitution wouldn't allow this behavior in 1900s when judges were men of integrity. They would have called this what it is, just a grotesque exploitation. but useless, dirty, stinking bug life like yourself can't see that obvious. And it is fucking obvious. And you've said exactly nothing. You've demonstrated not one piece, not one shred of evidence to indicate why there's a distinction between the treatment of cigarette smokers and alcohol consumers. Not one single shred piece of evidence indicating why there should be a distinction in treatment. Why these similarly situated vices should not be treated similarly, as the Supreme Court has said.
You can give up your vice. Not my fault you don't have the willpower to do it.
Well, again, that is totally irrelevant. It's not up to your fucking willpower. even if nicotine wasn't the most addictive substance known to mankind, even if it wasn't, fuck you anyway. That's right. Even if it was a free choice of mine, it's my fucking business, not yours, you fucking cunt. You know, goddamn. I don't need gay marriage. What do I need gay marriage for? I don't need to get married to a fucking woman, let alone some fucking man. So why the fuck should I care whether you have gay rights? Explain it to me. Where's my interest? You just said basically it's you don't give a fuck. I should give up my liberty for you because you want me to? Because you're going to tax me out of it? Fuck you, you fucking scurvy sack of shit. And fuck all your followers, your sycophants, and your friends. They can all get exactly what you fucking deserve. Okay, there we go. So, we'll move on. I did mention the atheism thing, and yeah, I'll stick by that. And he just basically agreed with me. The atheists are fucking suck for brains. So first he argues the point, and then he agrees completely with the point. Yeah, the whole point of atheism has something to do with intelligence and reason and honesty. I mean, the biggest problem with religion is it's a big, fat fucking lie, right? Most religious people don't believe in the God they're professing to believe in because they demonstrate no faith and they sin all over the fucking place. So we know that's the biggest deal. The biggest reason why you become an atheist is because goddamn theists are full of shit. Okay, it's a lie. All right? And so, yeah, atheists should have some sort of intellectual integrity. And if they're not going to be atheists with intellectual integrity, then, yeah, let's call it something else. Anti-liars. Anti-bullshitters. Okay? I'll be an anti-bullshitterist. And I can say, fuck you to assholes like you and throw you in the category where you belong. You're no better than a lying theist. You have no principles. You have no integrity. You're just a fucking petty, weaselly, scummy, sucking, fucking disease-ridden pile of crap. And ugly, too. Alright, this part ought to be good. It's a little bit, well, first he did some sort of integrity crap, you know, like I don't have integrity, or I'm the liar, or I'm the bullshitter. And anytime, like I said, anytime you want to have a polygraph contest, any one of you fuckers wants to have a polygraph contest on lying and integrity and all that shit, anything, any questions, anytime, $10,000 polygraph challenge on integrity. I'm all for it, okay? You want to say that something I've said on the internet is a lie? Okay? Let's go for it, fucker. All right? I'm up to it. I'm for it. I'm all for it. I mean, I'll put up the money. Anyway, so this is the Matt part, so this ought to be interesting. Yeah, because I'm going to keep saying, you know, look, you are who you hang out with. I mean, you are what club you belong to. Your club of friends is who you are. That's part of your network. It's part of what you feed. And that's right. This is a part of what Matt is to me now. He is this piece of scum that is his friend. And this guy is the lowest form of life on this planet, in my opinion. You can't get any scuzzier than this cuzzy sack of shit. I mean, he is just a lying, petty, weaselly, motherfucking cunt. I mean, there's just nothing. No, a cunt is way too nice. He's an asshole, a fucking disease-infested asshole.
Me to one of Gary's videos, and that's it. Matt linked me to one of Gary's videos, and I took it upon myself to respond because I thought Gary was retarded. Because of that, Gary thinks... Yeah, and then you and then you defended the government. You defended a system that denied me my constitutional rights and has done it over and over, and Matt's well aware of all that shit. And so he's basically defending the very instrument, the very mechanism that gives us a shitty government, a government full of lying scum. These are the assholes defending the lying scum. So why shouldn't Matt be responsible for that? He's feeding that army. So yeah, Matt can fucking get crushed under that army is all I give a fuck. complaining and bitching about justice and equality under the law and all of this other shit, and people's rights being destroyed, and how equal treatment of the law. Gary thinks that it would be a just punishment for edible napalm to be brutally raped in a prison, firstly go to jail, but secondly then be raped in prison because he linked me to a video and then I responded to it.
No, and he defended your response, okay? Let's not fool ourselves. He watched your videos, right? Matt saw these videos you made, these absolutely slanderous, lying mischaracterizations of the truth. He sat back and said, that's okay, that's just my buddy, that's just my pal having fun on the internet. Okay? No, you just can't do that. You can't go supping with fucking Adolf motherfucking Hitler, and you can't hang out with this kind of scum without the scum getting all the fuck over you. I mean, Matt is tainted. He's fucking scum radioactive. That's just the way it goes. You can't hang out with this kind of shit, all right, without being shit. Why would you? I mean, it's not even like he's chained to it. It's not like he can't get away from it. I mean, you've got to be a lot less addictive than nicotine, all right? He could certainly give up having an asshole for a friend, so apparently he can't. Apparently you're paying him too much to lick his ass, to lick your ass, or whoever's licking whose ass. But yeah, you're just a little he's too parasitically connected apparently. So yeah, he can go fuck himself. Yeah, a lot until dead.
And Gary calls me petty. Gary thinks that because I'm responding to his videos, I should be shot in the head and Matt should be raped in prison, and he calls me petty. I am a very petty person.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you both of you should get exactly what you deserve. I'm not wishing anything extra or unfair. You should get exactly what you support and defend, exactly what you feed. The monster you feed should eat your fucking asses. That's exactly the truth. You should get the disease you create. You should get anything you facilitate that you make stronger. Should be the very force that rolls the fuck over you and squishes you until dead. That's what I wish on you. Exactly. I wish perfect justice on you. I hope you get perfect justice. I am absolutely certain I didn't get anything close to justice, and I'm absolutely certain that if you got perfect justice, it would squish you into a fucking dirty, greasy pile of green slime that you're made of.
I'm not really going to deny that, Gary, but all I really have to say here is pot, kettle, black.
I don't give a fuck. All I'm saying is, don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining. Some other Clint Eastwood line. But yeah, Matt can go fucking fall down hard until dead. Alright, we'll move on. It is every bit I have to stop for it. Because everything he says is so outrageous. So he just gets done telling me how I can't hold Matt accountable. Alright, so now he's just going on, I got a half a pack of cigarettes in the mail from somebody, and he's telling me how now I'm a lawbreaker because I didn't go to the state of New Jersey and register as a taxer and a volunteer to pay my taxes under the law, and he thinks that should be the law. I should be obligated to go file with the Department of Taxation every time somebody sends me 12 cigarettes and tell them and pay my taxes on those cigarettes. He thinks that's what the law should be. All right, and then he's going to plead for some sort of rights from me. He's going to ask me to respect his rights. Okay, and so now he's saying how, not only is he defending this as law, but he's implying that I shouldn't say anything publicly about the fact that I got cigarettes because now I'm obligated and I'm being watched, and so now I should feel the obligation of his laws on me, that they're going to impose on me. Alright, well, Matt smokes pot in his fucking videos. Should I narc on him? Should I do the right thing? You know, I know where he lives. Should I do the right thing and call the cops and tell him there's a pot smoker in their town and they really should, they should force him to obey the law and stop being a pot smoker? I mean, you're such a scumbag. Like I say, if you got back what you are giving out, I don't think you'd like it, you fucking ugly scumbag. Let's see what else he says.
I kind of wonder if that little bit of information might be of interest to Snake Plisskenus, that you just admitted that you're violating multiple laws there. Maybe one day we'll find out.
Yeah, well, like I said, any day I can help put you in jail for something stupid that you don't think is against the law. I wonder what the laws are against your sexual practices. You know, a lot of states still have laws against that shit. So maybe I could get you put in jail for that. We could get we could get the government right into your bedroom, okay, all the way too, right into your personal life, you fucking cunt. Man, you're just such a weasel defending this crap. You really do. You can't be. You can't be hated enough. You're just such a fucking hateable piece of shit. God, this is Earth. This is the human life on Earth. This kind of scuzzy shit. And you people apparently. This is pretty funny.
You don't know.
Think of anybody politically to the left in the 60s. I mean, yeah, they're all...
He's going to say atheist, but John F. Kennedy. There you go.
All right, so you really believe John F. Kennedy believed in God? You don't think John F. Kennedy was an atheist? You really think he believed in God? No, I don't think he did.
He was on the left. He was a Roman Catholic. Martin.
He also did the Bay of Pigs, which really wasn't very fucking goddamn atheistic.
Luther King Jr. He was a reverend.
Right, you think he believed in God? No, I think we all know he didn't believe in God, okay? He only did the religion thing because you had to do the religion thing to be in politics. But all the energy underneath these people, all the movements that were all based on this progressive stuff, was all generated by progressive, Carl Sagan-esque type individuals, okay? All the negative, regressive energy was the theologist's energy. So you just fail here. Saying that there's something obnoxious between atheism and progressivism is just stupid. But whatever, I'm not going to waste too much time on this crap. Let's get back to the court case shit. I'll just skip over this shit. Alright, we'll do some of this stuff. It's a waste of time, but I'll end up with a bunch of notes for nothing. So there's just no way to get around this shit. So he made some rag because I made some raggy little comment about him wearing a suit. Look, when you're doing a YouTube video, you have a choice about what you wear. When you go to work, it is different. I didn't say anything about suits in general. I got nothing against suits. People have to wear suits. I'm saying, but when you're making a YouTube video, that's where you have a choice. No one says what you have to wear. So you can be you. And that you're saying, sending a message when you're wearing a suit and tie and all this shit to make a YouTube video. You're sending a message. And you're sending it in your video. And you're happy to send it, okay? Everybody's getting your message. Okay, you're pro-Wall Street, you're pro-government, you're pro-authority, you think you elitist motherfucking cunts know what you're doing, and you're in control. That's what you're saying. And I'm just saying, fuck you to your message, okay? Shove that up your ass, you dirty, scurvy hunk of shit. Yeah, I hope you die. Anyway, soon. Anyway, so now he gets on this Castro shit. So yeah, I made a flippant remark, hyperbole. Right? Hyperbole. No, okay, hyperbole. Castro's not a bad guy. I like to hang out with him. Look, whatever people want to argue about Castro is stupid anyway, right? I mean, revolutions are always messy, always dirty. So now he's going to rag about Castro apparently didn't like homosexuals. I didn't know anything about it, but fine, whatever. Okay, fine, he didn't like homosexuals. So let's go do this. Let's hear this shit.
If you want to send homosexuals to prison or to forced labor camps, Gary finds that completely acceptable. So, Gary...
No, I'd say, okay, what's acceptable is let's charge them $3,000, okay? Because they are sort of a pain in the ass, right? I mean, they get all that AIDS shit, and they don't wear condoms, and they get herpes, they get fucking liver diseases, they fuck themselves up physically, so, they fuck horses and shit. So, yeah, let's tax them $3,000. What's the problem? No problem. They don't have to be homosexuals. Come on, it's not like addictive or something. So fuck this shit. Yeah, fuck the homosexuals. That's right. Let's charge them $3,000. Let's just make it this way. Any homosexual who's for minding other people's business and taxing their cigarettes 800% versus alcohol 30%, any homosexual who's for that, I'm for that homosexual being charged $3,000 for being a homosexual. There. How's that? Fair enough?
Why do you hate homosexuals so much? Why do you think your right to smoke a cigarette more cheaply is
No, not more cheaply, at the cost that it should cost, like every other commodity. At the same cost it should be for me to drink or for me to eat a fucking Twinkie, you fat pig. I should indulge in my vice as freely as you apparently are right to indulge in yours. And it shouldn't have anything to do with whether I'm a rich man or a poor man to have these basic functional liberties. The liberty to smoke a cigarette should not be a rich man's liberty. It should be an every man's liberty. Period. That's my principle. That's my fucking argument. And you're opposed to that argument. So fuck you.
Equal to or more important than a homosexual's right to exist without being thrown in prison or thrown into forced labor too.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting... Well, anyway, again, you want to say that I'm suggesting they should be in those things? That's a lie, right? I'm suggesting they should be taxed $3,000 fucking dollars. That's what I'm suggesting. To be fair. And it's not my suggestion they should not be taxed $3,000 as soon as you get out of my fucking business and quit taxing me $3,000 bucks.
50 years too late, apologize for his, actually more like 60 years too late, apologize for his earlier...
Look, let's go through Ronald Reagan's murder profile. Let's go through every president and Richard Nixon's murder profile. Richard Nixon is the one who wants to put edible napalm in jail for life for smoking pot. So let's put him in jail. Let's do what Richard Nixon insisted the world should be. Again, you're endorsing that. You're endorsing him being in jail. So who the fuck are you, you criminal, you fucking disgusting evil bastard? You think the law is the law? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Errors in judgment when it came to homosexuality?
No, well, look, and explain exactly how Castro's laws were any worse than the laws in the United States of America in many respects when you go back to, like, say, the 30s or the 40s or the 50s. Right? We weren't all that fucking progressive either, were we? Huh? Were we, asshole? So if our laws are always right, even though they change, but they're always right when we have them, okay, his laws weren't that much worse. You don't have any proof of that shit anyway.
But he still did it, and Gary thinks he's a cool guy. Furthermore...
Well, whatever. Yeah, like you just had a nice trial. You just tried and convicted Castro of homo bashing based on one guy's article. Wow, you're a fair cop too, aren't you? Yeah, fuck you.
Since Gary doesn't seem to think that they would tax cigarettes in Cuba, well, let's just see what the World Health Organization...
That's not what I said. I said 800% tax. See, again, you just don't get the idea of proportion, do you? No, you just don't.
Says, about taxes. Let's see, this is from Chapter 2. Well, this whole PDF I'm quoting is Chapter 2. But, in Section 2.1, types of taxes levied on tobacco products. Oh, excuse me. 2.2, overview of tobacco prices and taxes at global and regional level. The prices of cigarettes that consumers face and the total share in consumers' prices vary considerably across countries by income and region.
Why can't you just
the
read the relevant
price
part?
per pack of cigarettes in U.S. dollars declines by income group, with the highest average price and tax share in the group of high-income countries. On average, at the global level, total taxes on cigarettes account for 50% of the average retail price for cigarettes.
Well, quite obviously, we're not talking about just taxes. We're talking about all the other fees. But go ahead, keep playing the game.
With the average price being $2.53 American. The average price and tax share in the lower middle income group is about $1.73 a pack and 45% respectively, and in the low income countries, $1.06 a pack and 39% respectively are below the global average. Across WHO regions, the European region has the highest average retail.
Come on, can't you just get to it? This is what you do in your videos?
US $3.87 a pack and 63 cents respectively, mainly because of the European Union countries. The Eastern Mediterranean region has the lowest average consumer price and tax share, while the African region, the second lowest. Regional comparison displays two interesting results. First, the Southeast Asia region has the second highest tax share in consumer prices, but the second lowest average consumer price, given relatively low manufacturers' prices in the region.
Oh, yeah, regional lower manufacturers' price. Isn't that a joke right there? No, I'm afraid there's a price that cigarettes cost to manufacture, okay? There's the lowest cost and the cost, and that's it, okay? Oil doesn't cost something else in different places. That's just bullshit. Gold is gold. Cigarettes are cigarettes. So right here, you're playing games with the truth anyway. Would you just read the part that matters, you fuck?
Second, the AFR has, that's the African region, has a relatively higher average consumer price, but the share of tax and consumer price is one of the lowest among the regions. This is where it gets interesting. Based on the most popular brand categories, 47 out of 182 countries meet the World Bank's two-thirds yardstick, 67% of price as total tax.
Name brand. So again, we're talking about branded names. So these might be American branded names. In Cuba? No, I'm sorry. Of course they cost more because they're imported. But go ahead, finish.
Going down to the footnote, quote, in 1999, the World Bank announced a yardstick after observing that the tax accounts for two-thirds to four-fifths of the retail price of cigarettes in countries with comprehensive tobacco control policies. So that's kind of their yardstick. 47 out of 182 countries charge about two-thirds of the price of a cigarette is taxed.
Well, let's not, again, two-thirds of the price of a cigarette is taxed, okay? Let's just do the math simply again. I can prove the retail price of a pack of cigarettes should be something under 75 cents a pack. We pay in the state of New Jersey $7.50 for the average name brand pack of cigarettes. There, it's 1,000% differential in price. Okay, now some of these taxes are built into agreements that the government made with the tobacco producers, so they're established as fees, but it's the same thing. A fee, a tax, it's all the same thing. It means that the consumer is paying 1,000 times the real for-profit retail price, and that's the bottom line here. So all this cunt bullshit is just that, cunt bullshit.
Going further, and among those 47 countries, only 8 countries meet or go over the four-fifths yardstick. Poland, Slovakia, Bulgaria, Cuba, France, the United Kingdom, and the Czech Republic.
Right, and these are these are not for Cuban cigarettes, right? So what's the domestic price for Cuban cigarettes in Cuba? What do Cubans pay for Cuban cigarettes? Dumbass.
So Cuba is in the top 8 countries in terms of taxes there. Among those...
Yeah, imported cigarette brands. Name brands, right? That's what they said. Branded cigarettes. Not Cuban cigarettes, branded cigarettes.
8 countries. Cuba, 87%. And, God, I can never pronounce it. Fucking Mauritius. God, I know Blandon's going to kill me on that one. Rely on a uniform specific excise only, and 3 countries, Slovakia, the UK, and the Czech Republic, levy a mixture of both excises, but rely heavily on the specific component compared to the ad valorem one as a share in the retail price. So Cuba has an 87% tax on cigarettes, making it one of the highest in the world, because no country has an 800% tax on cigarettes, despite what Gary likes.
Yeah, well, okay. In spite of what Gary says, yeah, so it's not 800%, it's actually 1,000% on name brands in New Jersey. So, but again, just play your fucking liar's game, okay? You won't even concede the truth. I know how much I spent for cigarettes, right? I know they were $3.33 a carton when I started smoking. That's for 10 packs, $3.33. All right, I know that price now is $70.
Claim. So there we have Cuba with a higher cigarette tax than the United States, at least at a baseline level. So yeah, there we go, Gary.
Whatever. So there we go, a non-point about a nothing issue, okay? It's not 800% tax. They're not paying $3,000 per poor individual to smoke cigarettes in Cuba, especially Cuban cigarettes. Ugh, fuck. Moving on. Really can't get through any of this without getting into this stuff. So he just did this whole spiel on the 14th Amendment, how atheism is somehow a protected class under the 14th Amendment. It's not under the 14th Amendment. It's under the interpretation of the 14th Amendment based on the Civil Rights Act. Okay, but it's not, it doesn't really matter. I mean, the idea of 14th Amendment protection is just this idea of equal protection under the law. It's about those Supreme Court justices when they said similarly situated have to be treated similarly. Yeah, that's about the discrimination thing. All right, that's all you need. All right, you know, as long as you understand that, yeah, there can be little fudges, non-iron, non-uniform treatment, but it can't be discriminatory and it can't be greatly despairing treatment between equally situated people. That's the constitutional principle clearly under the 14th Amendment in due process. Anyway, so this is here we go. Here's his definition. Here's his statement again. It sounds just like the judge. Watch this. It does exactly the same thing. Just ignore the argument, pretend the argument hasn't been made, and just ignore it.
No, the distinction is that I'm claiming that excise taxes are constitutional and they can tax cigarettes. That's what I'm claiming. You apparently have a problem with that.
Yeah, that's right. I have a problem with people when you say to a judge or when you say to somebody else, look, I think there should, like if I suggested to you there should be a clause in the United States Constitution against cruel and unusual punishment. Okay, that you shouldn't be able to unusually punish somebody just because you don't like them, and you shouldn't be able to excessively punish. And, unusually. You shouldn't be excessive or bizarre. Yeah, and you would say, no, we don't need that clause because we're allowed to punish. And so, yeah, we just leave it at that. We just don't think any further than that. We'll just say we are allowed to punish, and we'll just decide what the punishment is hilly-nilly, wiggly-diggly. We'll just make it up as we go along. If we don't like the guy, we'll beat him with fucking bricks, and if we like the guy, we'll feed him candy. If he's one of our kind, one of us light skinners, yeah, we'll treat him really nice, and if he's one of those not so light, we'll treat him bad. That's what you're just endorsed here, okay? Look, we've had all this argument. You've done hours and hours of videos, and you still don't get it, that the argument's about an excessive taxation, an excessive defined by it's a non-similar taxation for a similarly classed vice. There's no distinction between the vices. There's no substantive distinction. There's no category of distinction in which cigarettes are the worse vice, and yet they are treated worse. So it's backwards on two counts. First, it's not a fair treatment, even if the vices were considered equal, and the fact is the vices are disproportionately unequal in the alcohol is much more destructive and it's taxed less. So clearly it's wrong on both principled counts. Both counts under the 14th Amendment, the tax fails. And it fails dramatically. And your counter argument is we can tax cigarettes. And you're telling me that's somehow an honest answer to the accusation being made. That's an honest answer to the accusation of excessive and unconstitutional under the 14th Equal Protection Law taxation. Your honest response to that is, we can tax cigarettes. And I'm supposed to have, what, some sort of respect for this conversation? No. Fuck you. Alright, still can't get very far here at all. Yeah, really, everything is worth talking about. But some of it is valuable, just because you don't realize just how evil people are, just how disgusting and deplorable and grotesque they are, Matt. You just don't realize. You say, hey, that guy seems like a nice guy, but he's really feeding a monster in his basement. And you're just like, holy shit, these guys are out to get me. Well, fuck with them. You gotta bite first, kind of thing. So anyway, there's some discussion about what atheism is, and people just keep saying atheism is just not a belief in God. No, it's obviously being an atheist is more than that in this society. In this society, you've lived your whole life with "in God we trust" on your money. You've had it shoved in your face. Okay, this obnoxious obligation to the sacred God faith. You're obligated to respect it. You're obligated to tolerate their lies and their bullshit, their grotesqueness of protesting funerals, shoving their ideology into people's medical decisions. It's in your face, this majority's right to shove their God up your nostrils. Tell you what you have to believe. You have to think a fucking fetus is a sacred life form. This should inform atheists living. It should inform them to what it is to need rights in a society. To have some appreciation for the fact that the law that's dangerous when it's in the hands of these evil majorities, and that these majorities have to be controlled. And this asshole has no conception. So anyway, but this remark is really funny. I promise. It
shove it
if it plays.
I mean, I'm just saying, why have empathy for anybody? Why? This is just abhorrent. Yeah, it's disgusting that atheists can't understand. Oh yeah, maybe it's about us being a minority, and maybe we.
Another thing I want to cover, because I forgot to say something. We do have equal representation in government.
Okay, so he just said we do have equal representation in government. Completely impossible for atheism to have representation in government. It's like cigarette smokers, it's impossible because they're not segregated. Atheists do not live in geographic districts. Obviously, they can't win representation. They're a minority in every single geographic district. Okay, they will never have equal or fair or proportional representation in a Congress or a legislative body because they will never exist unless they do forcibly by choice, like San Francisco or something, where there's a whole collection of people in one area of one similar interest. But for most atheists, they will exist as a minority. They will have no representation based on that fundamental core belief. That fundamental core belief will be ignored and will not be allowed to be part of their political agenda. So this idiot doesn't even understand how the basic function of the democracy is one in which geography controls, and that the same majority owns every single geographic district, and the same majority of baby-kissing motherfucking cunts, common denominator assholes, will decide what our Congress looks like. There will be no advocates for a passionately held minority belief or a passionately desired liberty will not be protected from majority exploitation when a geographically biased system of democracy is empowered. The system must be opened to allow ideology to be represented, not geography to be represented. And this one represents our geography. You are represented for the place you live, not for what you believe.
For the most part, I mean, as far as I'm aware, I'll be treated equally if I go before a court of law based off the fact I'm an atheist, and I think if you look at a lot of Supreme Court...
Oh, okay, yeah, right. Like, that surely happened in the Kevorkian case, right? You had a Catholic judge who basically sermonized from her fucking pulpit at Jack Kevorkian. Okay, she had a choir of Catholic jurors, and she sat there as a Catholic and pronounced moral judgment against Jack Kevorkian. Not legal judgment, moral judgment. And she did it by not allowing him to present the truth to the jury, to rub the truth in their face, the testimony of the guy's brother. No, we can't let the brother talk for the dead brother. No. So the same kind of racket, the same kind of railroad justice. He gets 7 years in jail, and you endorse that, and you say, oh yeah, I get fair justice. Why? Because you're a cunt. Yeah, liars like liars. Maybe you would get good justice in court because a lying judge probably likes lying scum like yourself.
Back me up. School prayers banned in classrooms. You can't discriminate against someone because they're an atheist.
And there's lots of efforts in lots of states to shove that shit right back the fuck into the classroom. So don't think we've won that battle yet.
Because it counts as a religious belief under the First Amendment, so I'm fine. If someone tries to discriminate against me, I can sue them and I'll be successful.
Well, whatever. So let's see you get that "in God we trust" crap off your money, asshole. You're still dealing in religious money. Shit for brains.
People have been successful in the past. So yeah, I have equal representation in government, Gary.
Well, you don't even know what equal representation in government means if you think you have a few rights under the United States Constitution that are respected. And my argument is that here you have an example with cigarette smokers where the bigotry is let loose. Maybe if atheists were a smaller minority, they would be more exploited and more denied their rights, and schools would have prayer in them. So maybe it's all about just numbers, right? If you don't have enough numbers, the principles don't apply. Is that how the Constitution works? It's not about the principle. It's just about the numbers and the politics. What you can get away with politically. Is that all it's about? I think that's all it's about. And you're a demonstration of it. No principles, just self-interest. A bunch of self-interested, special-interested assholes.
I don't know where you've been, but...
To do something.
Yeah, I've been in America, and I grew up saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Well, I grew up protesting saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Standing up and reciting mumbo-jumbo to false idols. I grew up in a world where presidents kept swearing on a Bible, where they'd have prayer breakfasts, where they'd have religious wars, spend trillions of dollars killing the heathens and the non-believers because they don't like our freedom. Yeah. Yeah, fuck you. God, you're ugly. Jesus. Incredibly ugly.